What's up, Warrior Babes? Hey, everybody. Nikki here, and I am so excited to be here with you guys this week. I've got a fire topic coming your way. I don't know if I've been kind of dropping hints on my story on Facebook about what I was going to talk about today. I think there's nothing better, and I did this over the summer with you guys. There's nothing better than sharing what I'm reading because it resonates with me so much when I do. And then I can share it with you guys because as I'm reading it, it's popping in my brain. I'm like, oh, my God, this could help the community. Oh, my God, they need to hear this. Oh, my God, this is the truth. And it's things that I've, along your journey, if you've been a WarriorBabe for a while, if not, if this is your first time, then welcome. I'm super excited that you guys are here. But I've always reiterated this one way or another in my communication style to you guys, and I'm going to just reiterate it another way, different verbiage. It will resonate with you probably differently. I hope so, because it resonates with me differently when reading this. And you can never stop learning along your journey. Okay, so hopefully that you're at a point where like this will resonate with you, and probably you've heard me say it before, and it'll just resonate even more. But I'm really excited to bring this topic to you guys tonight. So if you guys are tuning in, you're here, go let the Facebook group know that we're getting started. This call is going to start in just a couple of minutes with today's topic, and then we'll dive into it. I'm too excited, so I'm going to dive right into it right now. The topic is, forgetting about your goals and focusing on your systems instead. Again, I shared this on my story, and I think this is really important because so many women, I experienced this actually tonight on my Blueprint Q&A that I just got finished with, and one of the babes was like, I set a goal for this date, and I didn't meet it, and she was so upset, she was so frustrated, and she did the goal herself. I don't normally set time frames, unless like you're a competitor. That's a different story. You've got a set date, you paid for a show, you got to show up, that means you have to pound your body into the ground. But, here along your journey, along the fat loss journey, toning and shaping, building muscle journey, it's never good to set an end date goal because then you become attached to it. And you create this attachment when really you need to be detached from it. And when you're detached from it, it creates more freedom within yourself to go about the process and the journey and fall in love with it rather than being attached to like, oh my God, am I going to meet this point? Am I going to get to that goal date? Am I going to succeed? And then when you don't, you beat yourself up and you're devastated and you're frustrated. So I want you guys to forget about your goals and really just put focus on your systems instead. That's what matters the most. So goals, yeah, they're great, they're dandy, they're awesome, but they're about results that you want to achieve, right? A goal is a result that you want to achieve. The systems, what I teach you, the habits that I provide you, the skills that I share with you, is about the processes, it's about them that lead to those results. Without the commitment, without the consistency, without the daily habits, without the small wins, you won't get to that goal. You won't get to that result. You have to fall in love and focus on the systems instead of the goal because the systems are what's going to lead you to the results, and the result is that goal. Okay, so I want to talk about the problems. There's a handful of problems that arise when you spend too much time thinking about your goal and not enough time designing the systems, designing the skills, implementing. You have the skills, you have the habits, you have the program, you have the processes at your fingertips that I'm giving you. You have to focus the time on those systems, not all the time on thinking about the goals that you're accomplishing. So I've got 4 problems that I want to share with you guys that I see when people focus on a goal and they don't focus on the system. So problem number 1 is winners and losers have the same exact goal. So goal setting suffers from a series of goal setting suffers from a serious case of survivalship basis, meaning we concentrate on people who end up winning, right, the survivors, and mistakenly assume that ambitious goals lead to their success while overlooking all of the people who have the same objective but didn't succeed. So, for example, you've got people who set out for a goal and you see them win it, yet everybody has the same goal of losing weight. Everybody has the same goal of decreasing tone. You see the people getting there and achieving that success, and then you get mad at yourself because you didn't get there. Well, you guys don't see, the systems that those people put into place. Like, for example, what I'm trying to say is that the successful and the unsuccessful people, they share the same goals, right? Then the goal cannot be what differentiates the winners from the losers. It's not the goal of winning. Okay, it's not the goal of winning. It's the goal. That goal has always been there. It's only when you get down the system of continuous small improvements that you achieve a different outcome, right? So the successful and the unsuccessful people, they share the same goals. And that goal, it doesn't differentiate between the winners and the losers. But let me tell you, the winners are the ones that are showing up. The winners are the ones that are putting in the work. The winners are the ones that are super consistent. The winners are the ones that, look at the small wins on a daily basis and have the small improvements, and they increase by the 1% on a daily basis, which is incremental gains at the end of a year. The losers are the ones that didn't implement that. They didn't put in the systems in place. They didn't implement the systems of continuous small improvements because, let's say they beat themselves up and then they go down to doing the same thing that they did before they started trying to go on this journey, or 14 days in or 21 days in, they're not getting the results. They resort back to old habits when really you just got to keep showing up. You got to keep working on the systems first. That's going to get you to the goal. That's probably number one. Winners and losers have the same goals, okay? But it comes down to the system of continuous small improvements that they achieve a different outcome, that you can achieve a different outcome. Problem number two is that achieving a goal is only a momentary change. So, for example, if you guys have a messy room, right, and you set a goal to clean it, and then one day you have all the energy and you clean the room, but if you maintain the same sloppy pack rat habits that lead to the messy room in the first place, you're going to be looking soon at a new pile of clutter and hoping for another burst of motivation to clean it up. Do you see what I'm saying? So you're left chasing the same outcome because you never changed the system behind it. You treated a symptom without addressing the cause, right? So if you have a messy room and you tidy it up, that's your goal. But if you don't change your cleanliness habits, if you don't change the pat rack, like your slap, like for example, you have a goal of losing weight, okay, and you muster up the energy to focus on that goal for a time period, and then you reach that goal, and then at the end of it, you go back to all your old habits. This is a yo-yo pattern. If you're left chasing the same outcome because you never changed the system behind it. You have to change the system to get a new outcome. Okay, so many people think that you need to change results, but results are not the problem. What really so many people focus about, well, why am I not getting the results? Why am I not getting the results? And you all think that you have to change the results, but the results are not the problem. What you really need to change are the systems that cause those results. When you solve a problem at the results level, you only solve the problem temporarily. In order to improve for good, you need to solve problems at the systems level, fix the inputs, and the outputs will fix themselves. So you need to solve your problems at the systems level. If you're inconsistent, well, you're not going to get the result that you want. Okay, so it's not the results you have to change. You have to change the inconsistency, which will then get you the results, right? So it's not the results. It's the systems that you have to change. Fix the input, and the output will fix itself. All right, so that was problem number 2, is like goals are only momentarily. They're only momentarily changed. Achieving a goal is only momentarily changed. Achieving a goal only changes your life for a moment. You got to change the systems. You don't look at the results, right? It's not you reach a goal and then a lot of people go back to all their old habits. You have to change the habits to create the better outcomes so that you can continuously always have results moving forward. Problem number 3 is goals restrict your happiness. This is so freaking true. Goals do resist all happiness. Because like I said, if you set a goal for a date, you're focused on that. A goal creates an either-or conflict. Either you achieve your goal and you are successful, or you fail and you are disappointed. You mentally box yourself into a narrow version of happiness. It's all misguided at that point. And it's unlikely that your actual path through the results you're looking for will match the exact journey that you had in mind that when you set out. Okay, so like you need to understand why I don't set dates for people is because, well, at that date you may not be there, and it's okay because it's a journey that you're going on, that you set out for yourself. So it's really unlikely that your actual path through the goal, through your life, will match the exact journey that you had in mind when you set out on that goal, for that goal. All right? A systems first mentality, you guys, okay, when you fall in love with the process rather than the product, you don't have to wait to give yourself permission to be happy. Let me say that again. When you fall in love with the process rather than the product, you don't have to wait to give yourself permission to be happy. You can be satisfied anytime that your system is running. You can be satisfied along your entire journey, every single day that you wake up. And the system can be successful in many different forms, not just the one you first envision. Amen. Okay, so goals restrict your happiness. That's problem number 3. Goals restrict your happiness. Now, number 4, goals are at odds with long-term progress. This is so freaking true. Goals are at odds with long-term process. A goal-oriented mind creates that yo-yo effect that I just talked about. And it's just like, when people set out to run a marathon, they work hard for months and then they cross the finish line and they stop training. The race is no longer there to motivate them. When all of your hard work is focused on a particular goal, what is left to push you forward after you achieve it? Nothing. That's why I don't like setting those dates, because when you reach it, you're likely to fall off board afterwards because you've been so attached to it. That's why so many people find themselves reverting back to old habits after accomplishing a goal. So I don't like setting accomplishing a goal because it does. It puts you at odds with your long-term progress. It creates a yo-yo effect. The purpose of setting goals is to win the game. The purpose of building systems, building habits, is to continue playing the game. True long-term thinking is goalless thinking. It's not about any single accomplishment. It is about the cycle of endless refinement and continuous improvement. Ultimately, it is your commitment to the process that will determine your progress. It is your commitment to the process. Trust the process. It's your commitment to it that will determine your progress. Remember, you guys, the purpose of goal setting is to win the game. The purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game. Okay? Amen to everything I just said. I hope that hits home for all of you guys. It's on so many different levels. Okay, so those are the 4 problems. Problem number 1, winners and losers have the same goal. Those winners and losers have the same goal, but the winners implemented a system of continuous small improvements that they achieved a different outcome than the losers. The winners implemented something different, the systems, the habits, than the losers did. Problem number 2, achieving a goal is always a momentary change. Okay, people think that they hit this goal and it's going to be a life-changing, amazing thing. Even I fell into that trap, and I gained 25 pounds back after that happened. I was like, oh, my body's going to stay like this forever. Right? No, it's the same thing when it goes to cleaning your messy room. If you set out a goal to lose weight, and you get to that goal, but then you gain all the way back, it's your habits. It's the shit in the moment. All right? You don't change your results. The results aren't the problem. What you really need to change are the systems that cause those results. Okay, so if it's inconsistency, change that. And then problem number 3 is that the goals restrict your happiness. Goals that create an either-or conflict. You either achieve it and you're successful, or you fail and you're disappointed. If you have a systems-first mentality, you fall in love with the process rather than the product. You don't have to wait to give yourself permission to be happy. Be happy now. And then last one is goals are at odds with long-term progress. The purpose of goal setting is to win the game. The purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game. True long-term thinking is goal-less thinking. It's not about any single accomplishment. It's about this cycle of endless refinement and continuous improvement. Ultimately, is your commitment to the process that will determine your progress. All right? If you're having trouble changing your habits, you guys, the problem isn't you. The problem is your system. Bad habits repeat themselves again and again, not because you don't want to change, but because you have the wrong system for change. Okay? I'm going to leave you on this note. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems and your habits. Change your habits, you get a different outcome. Change your habits, you get the goal that you want. Okay? Don't focus. Just forget about the goals. Focus on your systems instead. All right? Love you guys. Crush it this week. I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye, everyone.